Hello, and welcome to the 11th episode of the Tiny Castle Quest for King Arthur. So, after completing the first half of my Arthurian tour, basically the English half, I thought I'd have a quick look back on the places that I visited in the last 10 episodes. It was a fantastic quest, and I had a wonderful time, saw some amazing places, and I met some wonderful people. The weather in the first half was absolutely atrocious, raining most of the time. It did have a little break every now and again, so I did manage to get some barbecues in, but it was raining most of the time. But the second half was bathed in glorious sunshine. So let's have a look back at the Arthurian sites that I explored in the first half of my tour. Well, here we go. And in the first chapter of my grand adventure, I departed from the familiar embrace of home, setting my sights on a charming campsite nestled in the enchanting realm of devices, known as Little Owls. This delightful haven was not only blessed with the company of gentle alpacas, but also offered the warmth of crackling fire pits for weary travellers. It served as a perfect way station on my quest towards the legendary Tintagel. As dawn broke over the horizon, I continued my journey, guided by the whispers of ancient tales, to the picturesque town of Tintagel. There I found refuge at the quaint little Clifton campsite, perched just beyond the town's bustling heart. This welcoming site, although simple, boasted breathtaking views of the endless sea. I would call this magical place home for the next 4 nights. Despite the rain's persistence, I summoned my spirits and had a barbecue before settling down for the night. And then the next morning I carried on my quest and headed towards Tintagel town. In the second chapter of my quest, I set forth towards the storied town of Tintagel, a place steeped in legend. As I roamed the cobbled streets, the whispers of ancient tales seemed to dance upon the breeze, leading me to the magnificent great halls of King Arthur, nestled proudly along the high street. This splendid sanctuary, a tribute to Arthur and his noble knights, captivated my heart. The halls were adorned with exquisite stained glass windows and filled with an array of Arthurian memorabilia, echoing the spirits of camaraderie among the fellowship of the Round Table. After absorbing the magic of the great halls, I ventured forth to explore more of Tintagel's treasures before embarking on the next leg of my journey to the remnants of Bosny Castle, now merely a grassy mound. It still held the weight of legend, for it said that beneath the earth lies the fabled Round Table, a resting place for the dreams of a bygone era. I then returned to my campsite, eager to summon the flames of my fire pit once more. This evening I prepared a feast of pork, roasting it over a crackling fire, the savoury aroma mingling with the night air. I savoured the simple pleasures of the evening, surrounded by the enchanting beauty of the land steeped in legend. In the third chapter of my quest, I ventured once more into the enchanting realm of Tintagel, drawn by the allure of its storied castle. Towering majestically atop the rugged cliffs, Tintagel Castle offers breathtaking vistas that whisper of the ages past, where history intermingled with legend. Among its ancient stones stood a captivating statue of a knight known as Gallos, a sentinel of the past that seemed to stir within the echoes of the heroic tales. As I wandered through the remnants of this noble stronghold, I felt the presence of the legends that had unfolded here, including a visit to the mystical Merlin's cave where shadows of the great wizard lingered. Alas, my intentions to explore the King Arthur Centre was thwarted, as its doors were closed, leaving me to seek other adventures. With a heart full of anticipation, I journeyed to Camelot, a site steeped in the lore of an epic Arthurian battle and a contender for the illustrious Camelot itself. From there I pressed onwards to Slaughter-Bridge, another hallowed ground where valour was once tested in the heat of conflict. Then I returned to the castle's embrace for another sumptuous banquet. This evening's feast was stuffed chicken breast wrapped in bacon, accompanied by barbecue potato slices topped with melted cheese and peas. And then a pleasant evening chilling at my own miniature Camelot. In the fourth chapter of my quest, the skies continued to rain, yet I pressed on undeterred, drawn to the enchanting St. Nectan's Glen. This mystical sanctuary, steeped in legend, was said to be a place where King Arthur's noble knights sought solace and offered their prayers before embarking on their noble quests. As I wandered through this wondrous glen, I felt the air shimmer with a sense of magic and spirituality. The whispers of ancient spirits guided my steps. The highlight of the visit was a breathtaking waterfall cascading into the sacred cave. Its waters sparkled like jewels in the dim light, a true testament to the realm of fantasy that enveloped me. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, inviting reflection and reverence. Having soaked in the glen's ethereal beauty, I returned to Tintagel, where I sought refuge from the rain in a local tavern. There I savoured a hearty pint of ale paired with golden chips, a humble feast fit for a weary traveller. As evening fell, I made my way back to the castle, where I prepared a delightful homemade pasty. Then enjoyed another pleasant evening, surrounded by the echoes of legend and the enchanting tales of Camelot. In the fifth chapter of my journey, I traversed the windswept expanse of Bodmin Moor, where I discovered the splendid Gwen and Anne's campsite, my favourite haven of the tour. Perfectly nestled amidst the wild beauty of the moor, it offered a warm welcome, friendly faces and splendid facilities. Truly a sanctuary for weary travellers seeking adventure. From this ideal base I set forth across the moor to the legendary Dosmery Pool, reputedly the dwelling place of the fabled Lady of the Lake. This hauntingly beautiful spot, shrouded in mist and mystery, exuded an ethereal charm, as if the very waters whispered secrets of ancient magic to those who dared to listen. Continuing my exploration, I ventured deeper into the wilds, seeking the enigmatic hurlers, a pair of Neolithic stone circles that stood as silent sentinels on the moor. According to legend, these stones were once noble knights, transformed into rock by the powerful sorcery of Merlin, forever guarding their secrets of their chivalrous past. After marvelling at the storied circles, I have journeyed to another remarkable site, Trethevy Coit, or King Arthur's Coit as it's also called, a magnificent dolmen that served as a burial chamber for ancient souls. This splendid structure, with its weathered stone and rich history, spoke of a time long gone, evoking a sense of reverence for the lives once honoured within its embrace. I returned to the campsite, where I prepared a grand barbecue banquet fit for a king. Sizzling steak, succulent pork ribs, golden fries and sprouts wrapped in bacon, a feast worthy of the Round Table. As I dined beneath the open sky, the spirit of adventure enveloped me, and I savoured the flavours of my journey amid the tales of yore. In the sixth chapter of my adventure, the heavens continued to pour, yet I pressed onwards, undeterred by the tempest, to the tranquil embrace of Goliath Falls. Despite the relentless rain, the path beckoned me, although the main route lay barred due to the blight of ash dieback. Undaunted, I navigated the treacherous, slippery terrain alongside the river. In a moment of misfortune, I found myself tumbling into the cool embrace of the River Foy. Laughter mingling with the splashes, I emerged, soaked but undeterred. The waterfalls, cascading through the ancient woodland, were a breathtaking sight, their beauty echoing the valour of knights who once roamed these lands, embarking on noble quests and hunting in pursuit of glory. This realm, a site of special scientific interest, was truly a glorious tapestry of nature, alive with the stories of yore, even if the weather conspired against me. After my escapade, I sought refuge and sustenance at Inky's Barbecue at the car park, where I indulged in a remarkable burger. Delicious. Sated and smiling, I returned to the campsite, where I was joyfully greeted by Basil and Pepper, the resident donkeys, whose gentle presence was a joy to behold. To round off my evening, I savoured a delicious pasty from the campsite, relishing the warmth of both the food and the friendly faces round me as the rain continued its rhythmic dance upon the earth. In the 7th chapter of my quest, I set my sights on the enchanting castle door, a site steeped in legend and lore. According to the tales of old, this fortress was once the stronghold of King Mark, the fabled ruler from the romantic saga of Tristan and Isolde. As I approached the Iron Age fort, I was enveloped by an atmosphere rich in history, the air thick with the whispers of long-gone nights. Its compact layout allowed me to appreciate the strategic design, while the commanding views from its height stretched far and wide, a perfect vantage point for a guardian of the realm. After soaking in the fort's grandeur, I journeyed to the Tristan Stone, once nestled near Castle Door but now standing sentinel by the road leading into Foy. This ancient monument, a testament to the enduring legacy of love and valour, felt like a bridge to the past, where the echoes of Tristan's heart still lingered. With a heart full of adventure, I ventured into the charming town of Foy, where I sought the storied St. Catherine's Castle. Though it bore no direct ties to King Arthur, it was a creation of Henry VIII, and I felt compelled to explore its sturdy walls and storied corridors while I was here. After a swift tour of Foy's quaint streets, I returned to my campsite, eager to indulge in a feast of delectable Wagyu beef burgers. As twilight cloaked the land, I settled in for a pleasant evening at the castle, savouring the flavours of my meal while the spirit of legend danced in the air around me. In the 8th chapter of my journey, I bid farewell to the enchanting haven of Gwyn-on-Ans and set forth towards the mystical town of Glastonbury, where I took refuge at Garslade Farm campsite. Nestled a mere 2 miles away from the heart of Glastonbury, this friendly site promised camaraderie and comfort, even as the weather raged with relentless rain. Yet hope glimmered on the horizon. Hurrah! For the forecast foretold fair skies for the days to come. With a packed lunch and a few frothy ales, I settled in, embracing the peace of my new surroundings. The following morning, I embarked on a quest to Cadbury Castle, a site hailed as the greatest contender for the legendary Camelot. This formidable Iron Age fort, steeped in history, boasts remnants of the construction from the time of King Arthur himself. As I ascended its ancient ramparts, the sweeping views unfolded before me like a tapestry of rolling hills and verdant valleys, making it an ideal spot for a regal picnic. The air buzzed with tales of chivalry and valour, a fitting backdrop for a night's feast. After my revelry, I journeyed back to Glastonbury, seeking out Pompale's Bridge, a site woven into the fabric of Arthurian legend. Here it's said that Sir Bedivere cast Arthur's fabled sword into the waters. In ages past, this area was submerged, a realm of mystery now transformed into the gentle flow of the River Brue. With a quick exploration of Glastonbury's enchanting town, I returned to my campsite for a homemade pizza. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I relaxed amidst the charms of my temporary kingdom. Within the 9th chapter of my journey, I set my sights on the majestic Wells Cathedral and the Bishop's Palace, magnificent edifices that, while not directly tied to the tales of King Arthur, brimmed with their own history and grandeur, and I'll be doing an episode on that at a later stage. My wife Paula was soon to join me, so I returned to the castle to prepare a feast. At 4 o'clock, Paula graced me with her presence, and together we enjoyed a barbecue, cooking succulent chicken over the flames. As the sun dipped low, we enjoyed a delightful evening at the castle, the flickering firelight casting enchanting shadows against the castle. The next morning we set forth to the illustrious Glastonbury Tor, a sight that commands attention from miles away. This enigmatic hill, crowned by the ancient church tower of St. Michael, rose high above the land, an atmospheric realm steeped with history and legend. It was said that Arthur's noble knights gathered here, and the aura of Joseph of Arimathea hung heavily in the air, entwining the threads of history and myth in a tapestry of wonder. After exploring the Tor's heights and soaking in the breathtaking views, we descended to seek out the White Well and the Chalice Well. While the White Well forbade the capture of images, the Chalice Well revealed itself as a sacred site rich with spiritual significance and woven into the legends surrounding Joseph of Arimathea and the noble King Arthur himself. With our hearts and minds filled with the magic of Glastonbury, we wandered through the charming town where whispers of the past mingled with the present. I seized the opportunity to purchase a bottle of mead, a potion befitting our adventures. Then we returned to the castle for another barbecue, where we toasted to the day's explorations and relished a relaxing evening under the starlit sky, surrounded by the echoes of legend that lingered in the air. In the 10th chapter of my saga, the day dawned with a hearty breakfast fit for a night, fueling us for the adventures that lay ahead. Our journey led us to the magnificent Glastonbury Abbey, a hauntingly beautiful ruin nestled in the heart of the town. The remnant of this once grand structure whispered tales of its former glory, a sight that must have inspired awe in the hearts of those who walked its hallowed halls in ages past. Once a beacon of learning in the 10th century, the Abbey stood as a testament to knowledge and faith before it met its fate at the hands of Henry VIII in 1535, one of the last monasteries to be dissolved. For my Arthurian pursuits, the highlight of this sacred site was a fabled tomb of King Arthur himself, resting alongside his beloved Queen Guinevere. The monks of old claimed to have unearthed a grave bearing the inscription, "Here lies buried the renowned King Arthur, with Guinevere, his second wife, in the Isle of Avalon." Whether this tale was woven from truth or spun to entice pilgrims seeking the magic of Arthur's legacy remains a mystery, but standing before this grave felt like a poignant closure to my quest in search of the legendary king. Among the Abbey's relics, the abbot's kitchen captivated my curiosity, its medieval charm evident in the open fires, soot-stained walls, and ancient kitchenware that transported me back to a time of feasts and fellowship. I revelled in the sight of the past, imagining the bustling life that once filled this space. After the excitement of the Abbey's history, we returned to the castle, where we decided to make some delicious pizzas using the last bits and pieces from our provisions. As the sun set on our final evening, we gathered around the table, savouring both the flavours of our meal and the memories of our grand adventure. The next morning, with hearts full and spirits high, we set forth on our journey home, marking the end of a fantastic quest through the realm of legend and lore, a tale to be cherished as we carry the magic of Camelot with us into the future. That was a little brief scoot of all the places I went to in the English part of the tour. The next part is going to be in Wales, which I'm really looking forward to because I love Wales. Was hoping to do it this September, but I can't do it now for various reasons, so it's going to have to be next year now. So watch this space, because there will be more. First half is done now, second half's coming up, but there will be episodes of other things in the meantime, but the second half in Wales is going to be next year. Had a fantastic time. I really enjoyed my little quest, and it's a privilege to have you with me to enjoy it. So, thanks a lot. See you soon. To see all the episodes in full, just head on over to the Tiny Castle Trails and Tales on YouTube, and there's a playlist of the Arthurian tour. So click on the playlist and all the episodes will be there.